Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mohamukwena and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. Okay, so before I carry on, I would like you to please subscribe to my channel if maybe you like the content that I've been giving you guys lately. Please like this video if you like it. Please like it, and be sure to comment. Ask me questions if you have any questions based on astrophysics, or maybe should I say astronomy, because astrophysics is a branch of astronomy. If you have any questions on physics, mathematics, chemistry, programming, specifically C++ and Python, if you have any questions on how to apply to South African universities. Okay, so basically today I'm going to talk about astrophysics and physics, studying astrophysics and physics at South African universities. Okay, so for every prospective student out there all around the world, how you can study astrophysics and astronomy in South Africa. Okay, so lately I've been reading, there is this handbook that I've been reading where the rights are reserved, but since it is an institution and it is a public institution, not a private institution, so I thought maybe, you know what, I won't be copying everything from the handbook. No, I won't. I will be telling you guys the ideas I got from the handbook, how I perceived it, and try to make it simple for you guys. So by doing that, I'm not breaking any rules. Okay, yeah, I hope so. Okay, so astrophysics and astronomy, no, astrophysics and physics. Well, let me say astronomy and physics and stop saying astrophysics and physics. Okay, astronomy and physics in South Africa, specifically the University of Cape Town. That's what I'm going to talk about for today, the University of Cape Town. Okay, so ever since I was a 4th grade, I've always wanted to be in the field of astronomy. Okay, so I started doing science. I started taking science classes since I was a 4th grade. Here in South Africa, that is how it works. 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, you are not doing any sciences. You are basically doing English, home language, life orientation, which we call life skills. When you are in 1st grade, 2nd grade and 3rd grade, you call it life skills, but not life orientation. You call it life skills, not life orientation. Okay, so those general classes, that's what we do, in mathematics too, so that's what you do. And when you get to grade 4, life skills tends to change, and it becomes life orientation. It is no longer life skills, and then that's where science begins to that's where science begins, specifically 4th grade. So you do not get to choose which class you take. You take all the classes. If I remember quite well, I believe it was about 9 classes, 9 subjects. Yeah. Yeah, so each and every single day there will be a period for a particular class for all 9 of them, and someday, maybe twice in a week, we will be lucky to maybe get at least 5, sometimes 6, and 7 sometimes. Yeah, mostly on Fridays and Wednesdays, because on Wednesday you the school knocks off early, and on Friday too, because on Friday we have to clean. It's a public school, you clean for yourself, nobody is going to clean for you, so you clean for yourself. On Wednesday it's sports day, so you wear your jean, you wear your sports t-shirt or your school t-shirt, and then you come to school, you give them maybe a fee. Back then it was 5 rands, so yeah, we used to give out 5 rands every Fridays for wearing CVs. But then on Wednesday it's sports day, you don't give out any fee. So yeah, that was specifically for fundraising and stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to tell you guys the system of South Africa, well, basically the one that I've been exposed to. for the people who are out of South Africa. So okay, in grade 4, that's when we start doing the science streams and stuff, and then I got interested when I read about Neil Armstrong, how he became the first man to, like, step on the moon, not land on the moon but step on the moon. People make a mistake, they say Neil Armstrong was the first man to land on the moon. No, Neil Armstrong was not the first man to land on the moon. There were two men who were the first men to land on the moon, but one man was the first, which is Neil Armstrong, to step on the moon. Okay, so get that straight. Okay, so first grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, and 7th grade, you do all those subjects. 9 of them. Yeah, 9 of them. You don't choose anything. So 7th grade, that's when we did, like, fundraising stuff. So because we are doing economic management sciences, EMS, which combines accounting, economics, and business studies. Okay, so economic management sciences combines economics, accounting, and business studies. We also did English. Well, it was English FAL, and my home language, which is Sesotho. We also did mathematics. It was mathematics pure. There's no mathematics literacy. Mathematics literacy was in grade 3 and downwards. It was combined a little bit with mathematics, the pure mathematics. Okay, so in grade 4 till grade 7, it's natural sciences. We didn't call it physical sciences or physics or chemistry. It was natural sciences, right? So that's what we did. We called it natural sciences. We had EMS, economic management sciences. We had English, which is FAL, first additional language, Sesotho, which is my home language, life orientation. Yeah, that's where we talk about puberty and stuff, how to take care of yourself, hygiene and stuff, yeah, how to look beautiful or handsome as I am right now. Yeah, so we also did what? There were 9 subjects. Okay, that is not part of the topic, so I won't dwell more on it. So yeah, let me just move on. Right now I'm a high school junior. I'm in grade 11, and I've been researching about applying to university, because this stage, basically this year and the following year, 2020 and 2021 are the most important years for me. You get me? And 2020, it seems, because of this coronavirus thing, there's a little bit of hiccups, but everything works out. Everything works out. I hope you're staying at home. I hope you're staying, you're keeping the hygiene up, and you're keeping the distance. Don't forget, 1 meter or 2 meter away from somebody who is out of your household and stuff. Even in your household, try to keep distance. 1 meter, that's not bad. Yeah, let's get straight to the topic. So I was just trying to tell you guys the background of how I got interested in astronomy, specifically in science. Okay, so I'm taking the science stream in high school right now. Yes, unfortunately I'm not doing geography, because geography is not available at our school. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we don't have a lot of teachers, but yeah, I'm doing physical sciences. It combines physics and chemistry, mathematics pure. I'm doing economics. I'm doing business studies as my 8th subject. We were supposed to do 7 subjects, but then I'm doing business studies as my 8th subject, because I already own a company. So Royal Mercy Institute, check out that company, and you'll understand why I'm doing business studies. Well, I started doing business studies this year, so I'm getting bit by bit on the field. I've been saying let's talk about astronomy and stuff. Let's talk about it, and let me just stop wasting your time. Okay, so what is astronomy? That is the first question. Well, the way I can explain astronomy is Astronomy is a branch of science, okay? It is a science, astronomy. Astronomy is a science, not to be misunderstood or used interchangeably with astrology. Astrology is not a science, okay? Astronomy is a science, but astrology is not a science. So astronomy is a branch of science that deals with all the celestial objects, that is all the celestial objects, or you can say interstellar, but then when you say interstellar you are excluding our solar system. So all celestial and interstellar objects, okay? I'm talking about galaxies, I'm talking about moons, I'm talking about planets, I'm talking about quasars, I'm talking about supernova remnants, I'm talking about black holes, I'm talking about multi-universes. There's a lot of stuff to learn in astronomy, basically extragalactic galaxies. Like there's a lot, okay? I'm talking about stellar astronomy. Stellar astronomy deals with okay, I'll get into that. Right now I'm just defining astronomy. So astronomy deals with celestial and interstellar objects, okay? That is astronomy. Fine. And don't forget, it is a branch of science. Now physics, it is also a branch of science, and it works hand in hand with astronomy, in such a way that physics students also receive some that is what I've read about UCT, and I hope all the institutions in South Africa do this. All physics students get some tutorials, or should I say lectures, on the astronomy, but the intermediate astronomy, or the brief overview of astronomy. They get some introduction to astronomy and stuff. They also get some computing. They program, yeah, which is what I'm like basically working on right now. So I think I've made it clear for you what is astronomy, what is physics. So they are both science branches, right? So the way I define them is I'm using my mind. I'm not going straight to the exact definition. That's not how to define something. That's not how to define a particular thing to somebody. If you want to make somebody understand something like you understand it, then you better read something that is exact and try to make it simple for the other person, which is what I'm doing. I'm making it simple for you guys. Okay, so let's get on the branches of astronomy. The branches of astronomy that I know for now, like I mentioned, stellar astronomy. Stellar astronomy deals with the stars, the sky at night, studying the stars and stuff. And we got astrophysics, which I mentioned earlier, that okay, astrophysics, it is a combination of astronomy and physics working together to some kind of learn more about the motions of the celestial and interstellar objects, their physical properties and so on. Right. So I mentioned stellar astronomy, astrophysics, and what am I missing? There's a lot of branches in astronomy, okay? So just go out there, do some research. This video is all about the system of studying in South Africa, basically astronomy and physics. I'm not going to drill more on the branches of astronomy, but I'm going to explain what is going behind the scenes, basically. And then physics, the branches under physics, you can get magnetism, electricity, quantum mechanics, quantum mechanics, whereby we deal with everything that is in the micro world. So we are talking about the atoms, subatomic particles. We are talking about the electromagnetic radiation. Okay, I have it with me. I have the electromagnetic spectrum in my room, but maybe I'll try to capture some of it and then I'll put some photos after this video so that you can, like, you know, see those people who don't have, you know, some electromagnetic spectrum charts in their rooms or their cell phones or anywhere. You'll get to see it. Okay, so what am I missing? I defined astronomy, I defined physics, I got to tell you some of the branches in astronomy and some of the branches in physics. Now I'm getting deep on it. So there's how it works at UCT. Astronomy students basically attend lectures at 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. Those are lectures, right? But then if they are doing practicals, they will be attending class at 2 p.m. Until 4:30 p.m. But that can change, you know, because what I've realized is astronomy and physics, they clash, and most of the courses they clash. But because I'm not in university yet, I believe there will be some exceptions. There will be something that they will be, like, you know, working on for, like, you know, astronomy and physics students, because it is not like I'm the first one to be, like, doing astronomy and physics, and I'm not the last. Okay, but all I know is that astronomy in my, you know, community is not that much, you know. How can I put it? Most people are not interested in it. You know, they are not interested in astronomy. They think, oh man, you know, this subject or course is going to get a lot of people out of their cultural heritage and stuff. But that is not the case. That is not the case exactly, because astronomy, it has some, you know, big questions, like what is the purpose of our existence? We talk about extraterrestrial beings. Basically it's a research, you know, and I can say it's a hypothesis because it has not yet turned into a theory. It is not a phenomenon, okay, a phenomena should I say. So we're talking about extraterrestrial beings, UFOs, the evolution of our universe or our galaxy, which is the Milky Way galaxy, yeah, the purpose of our existence, just like I said, and many more questions, you know, that are under research basically in astronomy. And then in physics we'll be talking about maybe the wave particle like behavior, which I really like. Basically, you know, quantum mechanics, I really like that part when it comes to quantum mechanics, you know. Also the ability to, like, you know, shrink stuff, you know, the Schrodinger's cat theory, or is it a law? It's a theory, the Schrodinger's cat theory or law. I'm not quite sure it's a law or a theory, but a law and a theory, doesn't that mean the same thing, nigga? But I don't think they mean the same thing. What is a theory and what is a law? A law is some kind of a principle. Basically it is a principle. And a theory, what do you say? A theory, it's an, how can I define a theory? We got a hypothesis and we got a theory. A theory is more like a fact. Okay, let me just put it like that. A theory is more like a fact. Okay, yeah, and a law is a principle, right? So on your first year at university, specifically at UCT, University of Cape Town, on your first year you are going to have a trip to Sutherland, which is in Free State, Karoo, near the Karoo Desert. Where is it? Eastern Cape, Free State, somewhere there. Okay, the Karoo, near the Karoo Desert, that's where Sutherland is. Okay, no. Between Northwest, Free State, and Eastern Cape, you see, no, Eastern Cape is out. Between Northwest and Free State, that is where Said Island is. Because the Kavu, if I remember quite well, you know, this thing of not doing geography, I mean, like, a lot of stuff has been out of my mind lately. I gotta refer to my atlas, but for now, let's forget about it. Just know that you will go to Said Island, to the SKA optical telescope and some of the video telescopes later on your courses. So first year you get to go to a trip. There are no requirements for the first year. Basically, every student who is attending UCT can, you know, attend the trip. But then on your second year, well, first year they are introducing astronomy, telling you more about astronomy, you know, and stuff, you know, like. And then second year, that's when they will be introducing, like, you know, instruments that are used in astronomy, data analysis and stuff. So how to, you know, collect data and analyze it. So you gotta be good when it comes to statistics, probability and stuff. You gotta be good when it comes to that. And then if I remember quite well, during your second year you'll also be, like, you know, going on a field trip, and then there will be a field trip whereby you'll be focusing on radio astronomy, and there will be a field trip where you'll be focusing on optical astronomy, basically. Okay, so most of the time you'll be going to the Said Island observatory, which is, like I said, between Northwest and Free State, if I remember quite well. But I know it is near the Kavu Desert. That one I know. Okay, so third year, which is your last year, unless you are going to, like, do some honors, which is, you know, recommended. I recommend that, you know, I recommend that you do your honors, you do your masters, and you do your Doctor of Philosophy degree, you know, or Doctor of Science degree. Go do it if you want to, like, be a real deal astronomer. Go do it, you know. You can't be doing like 3 years and say, I'm an astronomer. No, there's a lot of stuff you don't know. There's a lot of stuff that you have to dwell in, basically, in astronomy. You get me? So go do your honors, go do your masters, go do your Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Science. Go do them, and you'll thank me later. Okay? So taking all those degrees until your Doctor of Philosophy can take around 10 to 12 years of study. Yeah, depending on the pace of, you know, how you absorb the information that you receive, and how you are able to reflect it, you know, and get good grades. Yeah, I'm getting into optics. So you absorb light and you reflect it. Okay, fine, that's physics. What am I missing? I haven't yet gotten on the physics part. I'm still at the astronomy part. So yeah, you do your honors. Okay, I said third year you are also going to take a field trip, and there are some practicals, you know, some examinations, so that you know the examinations that you'll be taking most of the time. What I realized is that all of them, I don't know about some which are informal, but the formal ones, they take 2 hours. Okay, for June and for November they take 2 hours, and then some practicals there will be and those examinations will be like 40%, sometimes 50%. Some of them were like 25% of your, like, whole average overall for, you know, your GPA and stuff. And your practicals, some of them were 10%, some of them were 25%, some of them were 35%. I don't remember seeing one of the practicals being 40% and above. Okay, so yeah, and then most of the things will be like depending on your attendance. If you are like a good attender of tutorials and lectures, but isn't that the same thing, tutorials and lectures? Like, you know, the higher education institution system is not complex, but for a high school student, I'm still a high school student, I'm used to, like, you know, the system that we go through as high school students. And when you get to university, everything just changes. So you better be ready. Be ready. You know, go do your research. Read those prospectus handbooks, because if you don't, you're gonna regret it. Okay. A lot of people don't read handbooks. They just read maybe the residence handbooks. How to apply how to apply handbooks, how to apply online. You know, how to apply, like, you know, in person. You know, offline, should I say. Yeah, but there are more handbooks to read, okay, like the one that I've been reading that is talking about postgraduate degrees, undergraduate degrees, and so on. Okay, so all the information that I'm basically talking about right now, some of the information comes from that handbook. Some of them I did some research later after reading the handbook, which is like 243 pages, but you don't have to read the whole thing. You know which courses you are going to major in, so go straight to those majors. Well, I've read about astrophysics and physics, right? So before I forget, for South African citizens, permanent South African citizens, on your senior year at high school, you're supposed to be writing your NSC, your National Senior Certificate examinations. And for you to get into the field of astrophysics, you have to, like, you know, get 60% and above. No, yeah, not 60%. Yeah, 60% and above. But if you want to be, because astronomy, not most people don't go into the field of astronomy because it's a little bit challenging. Okay, so just make sure that you get if you are an average student, just make sure you get 75% and above. And then if you are some kind of above moderate, then make sure you get 85% and above. And if you're an A student, make sure, nigga, you get 95% and above. Okay, because you're going to go through some extreme challenges. You know, there's a lot of students in South Africa who are extremely, you know, extremely, how can I say, extremely smart, extremely witty, and some of them who are going to be like applying at the University of Cape Town are from overseas, America, Australia. Most of them will come from Australia, because Australia and South Africa, they're kind of, you know, yeah, those two, they go together. You know that advertisement? Yeah, they go together. Yeah, they never, you know, swap. Yeah, even the Meerkat project, Australia and South Africa, they are like together. Yeah, but let's forget about that. Just know that you will be experiencing some challenges, okay, and you better be ready. So what I also read about was that on your postgraduate degree, not everybody gets a chance to go to a postgraduate degree in astronomy. Only 20 students will be enrolled for the postgraduate degree. So you better work your butt off, okay? You better work your butt off if you want to do that postgraduate degree in astronomy or in physics or any science related field or course. Okay, work your butt off, because in astronomy only 20 students will be involved. Okay, so you realize what kind of challenges are. There's a lot of challenge there. Okay, and I also read about the scholarships. That there are some scholarships which are given to best students in a particular course. So one student, yeah, was it? Yeah, I believe it was one student. So let's say it's a physics class, and there's an A student in that physics class, one which managed to outstand all the other students. He or she will receive a scholarship. That scholarship can take 1 year, and then there's another scholarship that comes every 2 years of your university year. There's a scholarship that you will be able to apply for. Basically, if you don't apply, if you have applied for, obviously you have applied for a particular course and you are an A student in your class, you've outstood all the other students, you're going to receive that scholarship. Okay, so for the postgraduate degree, I've read they said that most students get funding. Okay, for the postgraduate degree, that is the master's and the doctoral degree, most students do get funding, but the funding is specifically for lifestyle purposes and stuff, so you won't be able to pay all your fees for studying at the University of Cape Town. So you better have some cash, you better maybe apply for some internships and stuff, which is what I'm planning for. Basically, I mean, who doesn't want to apply for an internship? I mean, an internship will bring some positivity in your resume or your CV, should I say, for some people who might not understand what a resume is. Okay, so for the astronomy part, I believe I've summarized all the information that you need. You get 60% on your national science senior certificate. If you are maybe out of South Africa, then you're supposed to be taking, if English is not your native language, you're supposed to be taking the TOEFL, or maybe you can take the is it the IE? I don't remember what it is, but it is for British students most of the time, but the TOEFL is the most common one. The SAT, or if you don't want to take the SAT, you can take the ACT. Okay, and some students who have taken the AP tests can also but then an AP test does not replace an SAT or an ACT test. You have to give out those results for your SAT or your ACT and TOEFL examinations. Okay, I'm not going to dwell more on those examinations because it's been quite a while since I've read about them. So yeah, and that's what you have to do for maybe students in Zimbabwe. You know what you have to do. You have to take the Zim exam. Yeah, the Zimbabwean exam. That's it. If I remember quite well, that's it. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. I've spoken about astronomy. Now I'm getting into physics. Physics. What I've read about, they said that physics starts 5 to 7 weeks later. You know why? Just to see how you cope with the pace of physics, because I'm not going to maybe make you feel bad about this or whatsoever. In physics, there's a lot of work. Straightforward. There's a lot of work in physics. There's a lot of topics. As I read, I was like, yo man, what the YouTube stuff and stuff. What the F way? Yeah. So there's a lot of topics to cover. There's a lot of work in physics. For your first year. Nigga, what I saw. Only for your first year. Nigga, you better be ready. You better be ready, ladies and gents. You better be ready for it, because what's coming your way? Oh man, oh, physics. So astronomy, I see it. There isn't much of a lot of work in astronomy, but in physics, whew, whew. I'm telling you, you better be ready. Seriously, be ready. Oh, I've never seen so much work in my life. Okay, I've never seen so much work in my life, and that's the reason they say it starts after 5 to 7 weeks. You know, just to see how you cope with the pace of physics, and if you are like maybe not coping well, then they're going to take you into some kind of so there's 2 parts of physics. I think it was PHY 1023 and 2004 or something like that, you know. I don't remember them quite well, but then there's 2 parts, you know, for like if you are not coping well, they are going to take you into this part of physics. If you are coping very well with the pace that they are like, you know, mostly going they're mostly, you know, accelerating with, or, you know, propelling with, then they're going to take you on this part of physics. Okay, so that's what you gotta know. In physics there's a lot of work. The other thing, the building of astronomy, physics, and oceanography, those are in the same building. They're in the same building. So yeah, they are near the upper campus of UCT, if not the upper campus. They're near the upper campus. Okay, so yeah, now your job as a high school junior or a high school senior, your job, like for most South Africans and for like other students in around the globe, be sure that you get some funding. Okay, that is the first thing. Be sure that you get some funding. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to include this or not, but there is this Ifundi funding. There is this NSFAS, which is NSFAS is like, you know, strongly in association with with UCT. So if you are like, you know, if you want to like attend at UCT, then you better, you know, you better think about applying for, you know, NSFAS. Well, what I've heard about NSFAS is that you get that kind of money, right? But it depends on your GPA, on your grades and stuff. Okay, on your National Senior Certificate Examination marks. It depends on those marks. The amount of money you get depends on those marks. And as you are a first year student at university, and maybe you seem to be slacking, you know, your marks are dropping, then the amount of money is also dropping, and sometimes it can be terminated. So you better be careful. Okay, basically on your first year, specifically I should say, on your first year, be careful of what you do during your first year, because on your first year you can lose a lot of stuff and you can earn a lot of stuff, because university is an environment, is an ecosystem of a lot of opportunities. You get me? So be sure to be careful about some of the things, you know, that might be going on in university. Always stay focused. Know what you are going, know why you are going to university. Don't just, you know, I'm going to university to have fun, to be free from, you know, my parents and stuff, or your guardian, or maybe to get out of the environment that I've been living in for, like, you know, most of my life, basically, or for some 12 years or 10 years, 5 years and stuff. You just want to get out and be in a new environment. Okay, don't be like that. Know why you are going to university. You are going to university to get educated. Okay, and university, it's fun, as I've read about it. As I've read about it and as I watch some other videos, I can see that university is fun, but there's a lot of work. Okay, specifically for science student. I'm not discriminating humanities or other faculties like engineering and the building sciences, or maybe all those other faculties. I'm not discriminating them. There is also a lot of work there, so be ready. So for physics, there's not much to dwell on in physics. Just know that physics is related with astronomy. They're strongly in association. In physics, I told you, you'll be doing some of the things which some of the topics will be covered in physics, which are covered in astrophysics, and some of the topics which are covered in astrophysics are covered in physics. That's vice versa. Basically, what I'm saying is vice versa. So they are strongly related, physics and astrophysics, or you can say astronomy. So to all students out there, I'm wishing you a very okay, I was just checking the time there. I'm wishing you a very enjoyable, funny, and focused, academic year or years to come and stuff. So just be ready, be enthusiastic, be optimistic about life, about how things work. Basically, do your research. If you don't have internet access, go to the library. I know during these situations you cannot go to the library, but just wait a minute, okay? Just wait a minute. If you're a senior, that might be a problem, eh? Maybe you might be starting to you might start thinking about porting to telecom, because on telecom you are able to buy some data which lasts for quite some time. With only 150 vands you can get 100 gig for 31 days. Okay, so I'm not supposed to be advertising this, but I'm doing this for you guys, the ones who need help, basically. So go check it out. Telecom is affordable, fun. I believe that's it. I believe I've done my work for today. I'm still coming with more and more, what should I say, content that is based on the higher education institution, which is basically university or college, some call it. But here in South Africa, college and university, they are two different things. Okay, university, it's a higher education institution. College, it's mostly, in college you go for your diploma and stuff. Maybe if you also want to broaden your study from your senior high school year and stuff, you go to college. So I believe that's it. You perceive it possible, you make it possible, ladies and gents. There is nothing else I can say but to say, you perceive it possible, you make it possible. It will never get better until you take action. I fight for what I deserve. I fight for what I want. My name is Mukwena. Be sure to go through my website at www.royalmercyinstitute.wordpress.com, and you can also email me. My email address is on this channel. You can email me. You can please be sure to follow me on Twitter at Mohau2Mokwena. On Instagram it's Mohau2002, and then I'm also available on LinkedIn at Mohau. And so far I'm not using WhatsApp, I'm not using Facebook, so far those sites are the ones that I really like. Okay, so peace out. Snapchat, Mohau. I didn't have to include that. So goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget what I said. There's a lot of work to be covered, so be ready for it. Be ready.